We are just 8 days from the first in the South primary for the Republican candidates, and we're seeing a shift in messaging from many as they work to connect with voters there.
Diane Gallagher is joining us now live in Washington with more on how they're hoping to appeal to this more conservative base. Diane.
Yeah, Ursula, you know, the GOP has gone south, and they are looking to hopefully maybe woo some of those Southern conservative evangelical voters by attending key forums in that very key state. The question is, can they resist the shady siren song of South Carolina primaries past? I can tell you at least a few candidates are trying to do that.
So we must be close to home.
Candidates are changing up their South Carolina strategy.
A young man.
Some are getting personal.
My faith means everything to me.
Jeb Bush, Ben Carson, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio all on one stage Friday for the Faith and Family Presidential Forum in Greenville.
My faith happens to be in God and in my Savior Jesus Christ. And that affects the way that I deal with everybody.
Just more than a week until the first in the South primary, it seems that many of the Republicans are taking a page from the John Kasich self-proclaimed positive playbook and attempting to stay above the fray in a primary contest famous for whisper campaigns and dirty politics. Even Donald Trump, who spent his night in Louisiana autographing babies, has vowed to be a sunnier candidate in the coming days. He even pulled a negative ad
accused of dirty tricks,
business plan,
and replaced it with a positive one, but still can't seem to resist at least a few digs on social media. Cruz, in the meantime, isn't changing his strategy, releasing attack ads targeting other candidates, including Trump, and one released Friday focusing on Democrat Hillary Clinton and her email server. The Cruz campaign, though, did yank one ad attacking Rubio, but not due to content. One of the actresses featured used to do softcore porn. But perhaps the biggest switch-up comes from Marco Rubio,
I've been into a Twix bar,
who's dumping his stump speech style in favor of a more relaxed and off-the-cuff feel.
And the Rubio camp hopefully believes that their candidate can keep that going into tomorrow night's debate when the Republicans will go head-to-head once more. Now, the Mr. Nice Guy act from Donald Trump didn't last very long. His Twitter fingers hard at work this afternoon, going after his favorite topic, Jeb Bush, and also his new nemesis, Ted Cruz, with this one right here, threatening to file a lawsuit against Cruz because he's, quote, not a natural-born citizen if he does not clean up his act and get rid of those attack ads. Many of them, Steve, Ursula, are, of course, pointed at Donald Trump.
Of course they are. Diane, now you mentioned that many of the Republicans were focused on family today. Jeb Bush making South Carolina more of a family affair, it seems.
And that's right. You know, if you remember, Ursula, at the beginning of his campaign when he threw his hat in the ring, he was trying to maybe even avoid being associated with his last name there. He was just the Jeb with the exclamation point, didn't talk about his brother very much. That has changed. He brought his mother, Barbara Bush, the former First Lady, out on the campaign trail with him in New Hampshire, and he's bringing that guy right there, the former president, George W. Bush, with him in South Carolina. You know, it's something that Jeb Bush says he's now comfortable with, and George W. Bush very popular in the Palmetto State.
Yeah, won South Carolina when he was the candidate for president. All right, Diane Gallagher live from Washington. Thank you.